some of these questions. So I chose Ohio Wesleyan as someone that is from Cleveland, and as a part of an immigrant family too. My family was pretty like, we want you to be really close by. And I got a really great scholarship from Ohio Wesleyan, so I went to go and check it out. And I went on a tour with Jim Crable, and as a kid who always grew up feeling a little bit weird and out of place in different ways. Part of that due to immigrant experience, part of that due to being queer, and part of that just being a weird person in general. I'd never been anywhere where there were a lot of other weird people. And as soon as I stepped foot in Jim's office, I knew I was in the presence of another weirdo. um, and when I went through the building with him, he really sold me on the art department at Ohio Wesleyan. And I was just like taken aback at the student work and everything that I saw there. For me, not much has really changed since I went to Ohio Wesleyan. These two images, the one on the left is from my sophomore year at Ohio Wesleyan in the Ohio Wesleyan Painting Lab, and the image on the right is from 2 years ago at the Golden Artist Residency, and it's basically the same posture, and I do the same things. Ohio Wesleyan was still situated in a small enough town where it gave me focused time to work on creative projects that really mattered to me, but was close enough to Columbus where I could still kind of go and experience things that I hadn't before in Cleveland. So, and I applied to, this is an image from my graduating year in 2013, where the BFAs are all in the front of the Ohio Wesleyan magazine. And if you look on the far right, where the arrow is pointing, everyone is like partying really hard and excited to get out. And I was super bummed. Like, I was heartbroken that I left because um, I just was able to foster so many really important and life-changing connections at Ohio Wesleyan through the liberal arts and through all of the other minds that I met there who were also involved in the liberal arts. This is just sort of like a brief collage of images of people at Ohio Wesleyan, including my little sister, who I sent there, as well as my cousin after me, because I loved it so much. I just loved being able to take classes that were titled Zombies, the Philosophy of the Undead, and Barbara Andrick's Time class, where things cross-disciplinary connections were made constantly, and I was able to then be in conversation with students from with majors in multiple departments inside and outside of class time, and pursue things that, like I did with poetry with both Andrew and Newt, who are on the call right now, really intensively. That really structured a lot of the way that I wound up teaching painting today. A lot of my friends were art majors that were taking classes across the liberal arts in different topics, and those were all brought to our art classes and enriched conversation constantly. And it was irreplaceable because it structures the way I think today, and structured the way I went through grad school. I chose Miami University because it was also liberal arts, and I heavily took phenomenology classes when I was there, and always have like married my practice with heavy reading of literature and philosophical texts too. But I also was able to forge, connections at Ohio Wesleyan that I wound up having other weird liberal arts friends that were familiar faces with me in grad school, including Emma Kropp at Eastern Illinois and Tori Lemke during my MFA at Miami, which supported me in my growth. And I also have just a lot of lifelong collaboration and support from other Ohio Wesleyan grads from the same time as me, who were in multiple different departments, but we've worked on projects together in different capacities since we graduated, specifically, and mostly these 5 individuals, and they're my closest support network to this day. And all the things that they brought from dance, journalism, theater, are the women's studies and gender studies classes that we took, all still infuse conversations that we have today. And so liberal arts and Ohio Wesleyan were an irreplaceable part of making me who I am and always will be, I